Okay. Hey, everybody. Hey, it's been an interesting day as far as technology is concerned. So, here we are. Welcome to Sip with Rev Melissa, and I am Rev Melissa, and Sip is Spirit in Practice. Spirit in Practice. I hope everyone is doing well today. And so we're going to keep it going. Today's show is pre recorded, and I so appreciate all the comments yesterday. Nan asked, how do you spell Ubuntu? So it is spelled Ubuntu, Ubuntu. Okay? All right. So I think we're still in that Ubuntu space, y'all. I was like, okay, is there a download? Is there a download? And it was like, I said, okay. So when that happens, I just keep going and see what else wants to come through. So if you saw yesterday's SIP, I had shared the story about these children in an African village in South Africa and how they ran together to get the sweet fruit so that none of them would be left out. So if you want to hear the whole story, it's a beautiful story. Listen to yesterday's replay of SIP. And so Ubuntu means this. It means I am because we are, or I am what I am because of who we all are. Okay? I am because we are. And I just love that philosophy. I love the essence. I love the spirit of it. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. And I keep imagining a world of Ubuntu. I keep imagining a world where we understand that we are because of who everyone else is, right? And that we can't be without each other. We can't be without each other. And so, one of the things that I had shared Sunday at service is the concept of individualized, right? And this is a common thing that you will hear in New Thought spaces, right? We often say that we are the individualized expression of spirit, right? That out of the one, there is a demonstration of the many. And of, we are many from the one, right? The diversity of the one. Yes. And somehow, I think that concept has been misunderstood, right? I think, especially in our culture, the notion of individual has overshadowed the individualized, right? And I think we have perfected, I'm pretty sure we have perfected individual, right? Just thinking about ourselves. And you know what? I think I'm in this space because I have just been so struck. It's just been lingering with me, the pre-recording of an upcoming Living Life and Joy show with Ramona Curtis. It has just, what she said has just, it just it's just, I don't know, it's settled in my spirit. It really has settled in my spirit. This whole notion of seeing each other, being seen, knowing that you're not invisible, knowing that we matter to each other, right? And the necessity for us to connect. So Sekou was telling me before the show how there were some technical difficulties with Facebook and WhatsApp and Instagram, like they were shut down. So when you see this on Tuesday, this would have happened Monday night, right? This whole thing that happened. And so there's this appearance of being disconnected because these social media platforms were down, right? That we rely on these social media platforms to feel connected, to feel connected. And that's interesting to me also, because although it serves its purpose, some purpose, right? Some good, not some not so good. I won't get into all that. However, the need to feel connected, to feel a part of a community is a mm, is a sense of belonging, right? It's a sense that we get when we're in community. It's a sense that we get when we are practicing Ubuntu, right? And so I said to myself that every day I'm going to consciously practice Ubuntu. And I'm going to do that by connecting as best as I can with whomever, wherever I am, I'm going to make a connection with somebody. And it made me think about a long time ago. Oh, it was a long time ago. I did this thing where I would go on the subway and I would meditate on the subway. However, I would invite someone to meditate with me. So I would be on the subway. I would be on the subway and I would sit down and then I would say to the person sitting next to me, would you like to meditate with me? And I will tell you, 9 times out of 10, the person said yes. They might have some questions, right? And I would say, I would answer the questions. And then I would say, we're just going to meditate from this stop to the next stop. Okay. And they would say, okay. For the most part, they would say, okay. And I did that for, I don't think it was a week, but I did it for maybe 5 days because I would do it going back and forth to work. And it was an amazing experience. It was amazing just to have that brief connection with people, none of whom I knew. These were all complete strangers, yet they were open and willing to make that brief connection with me. So I know that there is a deep yearning to feel more connected. That I don't care how much social media there is in the world, does not meet that need. It does not meet that need. So Ubuntu, the philosophy behind Ubuntu, is a philosophy that we all can engage in and just in our everyday interactions with each other, with strangers. And really, no one's a stranger when you really think about it because we're all related, right? We're all part of the one. It's just that some of us have forgotten. Some of us have forgotten because of a whole bunch of reasons. But yet in that, beneath all of that, when we go deeper, we can feel the connection, right? I did this other thing where I would just, if I was walking down the street, I would just say hello to everybody, right? Now this is New York City, okay? This is in New York City, and I would just walk down the street, and whoever was approaching me, I would say hello. How you doing? Now, I would give that one about a 50%. I would say half the people would say hi back, and half the people would look at me like I was crazy. But I think more so because they were surprised, right? They were like stunned and shocked and didn't know what to do with that, right? Just someone acknowledging their presence with a hello. So what is this all about? I don't know, y'all, but it's just something within me right now that is wanting to express the necessity, like like breathing, like air, for us to feel connected with each other. Like I so strongly feel right now that's what the world needs now, is to feel more connected and to have more experiences of Ubuntu. So I would love to know if you're willing, right? And it takes some courage and it takes some moxie, right? To extend yourself to another, right? And I'm not talking about big gestures. I'm just talking about a simple hello or a simple act of kindness or generosity or just extending yourself in a way that you normally wouldn't. Just one time, just one time this week. And I would love to hear about your experience of doing that. There used to be, and it might still be, there was a day of acts of kindness. There probably still is that day, but I don't hear it being mentioned much. I'm going to look it up. An acts of kindness day. But I'm calling forth an Ubuntu day. One day this week, do an act of Ubuntu where you know without a doubt that I am because we are. I am because we are. Uh, I am because we are. Let's know that together, my congregation of joy. Let's know that I am because we are. All right. So that's what I got today, y'all. That's what I got. That's what's up for me. That's what I'm feeling. And I'm not really sure how this will continue to unfold, but I just got to be present with what is present for me right now. And this is what's present for me right now. All right. All right, y'all. So let's get into some joy news. Okay. So on Wednesday, we have our next meditation with the moon, October 6th, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. So let me be clear about what this means. This means there is no 10:30 sip on Wednesday. Sip is 11 p.m. on Wednesday for meditation with the moon. Okay? Okay. So 11 p.m. meditation with the moon. Right here where you're watching me now. Just bring your consciousness, bring your Ubuntu energy. Yes. And after we have our after party on Zoom, and I'll share the link to that at Meditation with the Moon. Okay. Bring a journal and bring something to write with. Then Sunday, we have our Living Life in Joy show and my special guest host. You all know him and love him, Sekou Wrights. He is holding down the show for me this Sunday. So there's a surprise guest. That's why that flyer's only got Sekou on it, because he wants to surprise you with his guest. And you know it's going to be somebody fabulous, because he's already had Harriet Cole. He's already had celebrity photographer Keith Major. So you know it's going to be somebody fabulous. Okay. So join us 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Sunday for Living Life in Joy. And again, if you missed this past Sunday with Lisa Coffee, you missed a lot. Please check her out. You can go to her website, songdivine.com. She has a book, a double album, all about the Gita. Yeah, there we go. All about the Gita. Okay. What else do I want to share? I think that's it. Let me just check in with Sekou. We got a really quick show today.
Yeah, quick show. But actually, maybe not, because what you talked about brought up a lot of things for me. Because, okay, so when I started working with the Unhoused in Nashville, they became visible to me because I was working with them. And during my time in Nashville, it got to the point where I was visible to them too. Like, there's this great story, I talked about it on my podcast, but the last event I did there in support of Project Love Strong, it's called T's and T. And there was a point at which I was, pulling some water around with one of the other volunteers, and one of the unhoused guys, he saw me. He was like, "Hey!" And I was like, "Hey!" And he clearly recognized me, and I recognized him. I didn't know from where exactly, but I recognized him. And the volunteer that I was walking with was a female, and he starts talking to her about how good of a guy I am.
Mm.
And I was like, "What?" like he was trying to sell me to her, which was wild. The fact that I was known enough in that community to have someone have formed an opinion about me,
Mm.
and that wasn't the only time that I had interactions that were similar, where they recognized me as an ally to them.
Yeah.
And that said, having transitioned to New York, I've been trying to find my space in that space,
Mm-hmm.
because it's different.
Yeah.
The energy is different, and I don't have Project Love Strong, and these nonprofits I was working with. It's just me. And out there, when I jog early in the morning, I see the unhoused, and it's funny because I still haven't figured out my way to interact with them. I still feel a little nervous, a little off balance, but they see me. They see me. Like, it is 90% of the people who comment about my hero shirt are the unhoused. They see me jogging and they're like, "Yeah, man, go hero." Or the other day, this woman was singing a hero song. Like, the unhoused see me. They react to me and my hero shirt, even though I haven't figured out a way to connect with them. It's like because that's where my energy is,
Mm-hmm.
like it is open some kind of portal for them
Mm-hmm.
to see and notice me. And it's just been really fascinating to see that unfold without having had any specific events or any outreach specifically, but they're seeing me. and
Yeah.
and that's and that's why Ramon, like, yeah, it's about us seeing them, and then there's some reciprocal action in that.
Yeah.
There's some rule about them seeing you differently too. Like, I'm still reaching for it, but it's fascinating to me that it keeps happening.
Yeah. Because it's Ubuntu. It is the reciprocalness that you're talking about. The quick term of Ubuntu, meaning of Ubuntu, is "I am because we are." But the other one is "I am what I am because of who we all are."
Right.
Right? Because
Right.
of who we all are. And it's like you have extended yourself, right? It's amazing. Like, I get chills. Like, listening to what you just said gave me chills, because that's just one example, right, of how we can open ourselves up so that we can connect to our fellow human being who's also seeking that connection,
Mm.
right? So somehow that energy that you got in touch with in Nashville has has continued to radiate to
Yeah.
you all the way here in New York City.
Yeah.
It's like it's been activated. It is
Right.
on. It's like a beacon now,
Right.
and they recognize it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been really interesting to observe.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's been amazing.
So that's what I keep imagining, say, cool, like, if we could all just get activated in that way, like, what kind of world would we have?
Mm.
That's what I keep imagining, you know? So it makes me sad and happy at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So what I can do is, I'm going to do my part. And so I'm being very intentional about that opening for connection.
Mm. Me too.
Yeah, yeah.
Me too.
All
Yeah.
right, everybody. So join in Ubuntu. Let's open and extend ourselves in love and joy and peace and harmony and all that is good. Ubuntu to you. And I will see you Wednesday 11 p.m. for meditation with the moon. All right? All right. Peace and blessings, peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.